And here we go.
Hello everyone, my name is Mike from the Super Wheeler Bros, and we are back with a review for the last movie that Hugh Jackman will ever play Wolverine, Logan. Logan is directed by James Mangold, who was the director for the previous outing for Hugh Jackman as Wolverine in The Wolverine. Now, I really enjoyed that movie as well. Most of it is really great, actually, right up until the end with the Silver Samurai. Kind of got a little bit silly at the end, but I was happy that James Mangold was back, and Hugh Jackman is definitely back and owns this movie as Logan, as our favorite X-Man. This movie is really brutal. It is the first X-Men movie, or movie in the Wolverine series, that was rated R, and the rating that says strong, brutal, bloody violence was not lying. It is extremely brutal and it is extremely bloody. There is limbs everywhere, blood everywhere, and it is awesome. It is awesome. I just thought that the direction that James Mangold actually helmed this movie with was awesome. I thought his vision was great. It was a really good-looking movie, and not to mention the fact that thank God for the action in this movie. Everything was in camera. Hugh Jackman clearly was up to the task of doing his own stunts, and he did a great job. Now, this movie has more of an emotional core. It's more like what Christopher Nolan does with the Dark Knight films. It's a little bit more in line with that. It's more of an emotional core and a true drama that has really visceral bursts of action.
Logan exists in the same world established in X-Men Days of Future Past.
Logan is taken care of Professor Xavier, played by the awesome and amazing Patrick Stewart. He was amazing as well. I can't say enough about Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart in these roles. They're just phenomenal. They've always been that way, and this is by far the best they've been. And as Logan is taking care of Professor X in his really terribly sad state where he's suffering from some type of mental disorder, some type of Alzheimer's or ALS. They didn't specify in the movie, but the most powerful brain suffering from a very powerful disease. It's really sad, actually, to watch. That's this movie. This movie is bleak, and our characters are left with so little hope, and I mean, they're almost to the edge of not ever hoping again and having nothing left. And that is where this movie's strength is. It shows these strong characterizations of these larger-than-life characters that we love and brings them down to such a human level, even though they're still capable of extraordinary things and extraordinary circumstances follow them. It's a truly great character study. It really is. What really gets our movie going is this amazing opening act in which it moves very briskly, and we get right into the heart of the matter, which is Logan somehow has to take care of this little girl named Laura. Professor Xavier behooves him to take care of her because she has lots of things in common with Logan. She has something up her sleeve. She might not be what she seems as well. She might not need as much taken care of as Professor Xavier believes. And the little girl, Daphne Keene, she plays Laura. She's also just spectacular. Her performance was visceral and at the same time really understated and touching as well. Without going too far into spoilers, there's just some really great interaction between her and Hugh Jackman, and some of it is played for laughs, some of it is played to tug at your heartstrings. It's really great.
It also makes the interesting and courageous choice of acknowledging the X-Men comics. Logan holding them up and saying, "Oh, this is bullshit," was a really great choice.
There's even a character that shows up about halfway through the movie that I wasn't quite sure about the minute I saw him. I'm not going to give anything away because it definitely would ruin the experience of the movie, but To my knowledge, I don't think it's a character in the comic book. I've read a lot of X-Men comics, but I'm not sure that this is part of that. It is an adaptation, so, and they don't have, the rights to all of the characters that are in the Old Man Logan comic that this is clearly the basis off of, but it really works in this movie. And even if some people are annoyed by it, I thought that it created a real sense of danger. I thought that it created an actual sense of real peril for our characters. Even though the film in the middle of these two amazing first and final acts of this movie does tend to meander a little bit, where we're trying to get Laura to connect with Logan a little bit more and trying to really develop that relationship, it's interesting enough to pass you through to the unbelievable final act. And the action is amazing. It really, truly is. It's my favorite action, I would say, in any X-Men movie. And that's saying a lot. And it's not because it's flashier. It's not because it's actually more well done. It's just that the stakes are so much higher and we feel for our characters. I truly believe that if this is Hugh Jackman's final outing as Wolverine, as he has stated, that this is an amazing way to go out. He just kicks so much ass as Wolverine, and he was so good in this movie. He is hobbled in this movie. I mean, he's limping around. He is a true shell of his former self. We really get to see a journey for Logan, and I mean, he's doing back alley drug deals to get Professor X drugs. I mean, there's so much that just, it's a hollow, pale imitation of the Wolverine that we know and love. And I just loved that Laura is able to, in the beginning of the movie, when she's in peril, and Professor Xavier is in peril, and we have these guys just press the right buttons, and old Wolvie comes out, and it's on. It is serious business. And this movie, while it is a really dark, gritty, and dirty movie, almost like a Western. I mean, at one point, I remember them watching a movie, Shane. They even had the movie Shane playing on in the background. So it resembles so much of a Western. And James Mangold's 3:10 to Yuma was a really, really good Western. So he has a good feel for that. It really does just take you to that place where Wolverine has to just figure out how to maintain some sense of humanity. In this world, it's almost a dystopian future. There is a lot of tragedy in this movie. There's a lot of hinted at tragedy in this movie. Stuff that we don't even actually get answers for. And I think that only adds to the intrigue that this movie creates. And it does a fantastic job of leaving you wanting more. It really does. It is a fantastic movie, and probably up there amongst my favorite comic book movies ever. I feel like it very well could be the best X-Men movie, definitely the best Wolverine movie, without a shadow of a doubt. And if I really, really want to shower the praise on it that everybody else has, and what I felt after I saw the movie, I probably would put it up there with The Dark Knight as one of the best comic book movies ever. It is really spectacular. And Hugh Jackman did an amazing job and carries it through to the end. If I was going to score Logan, I would give it
an almost perfect 9.5 out of 10.
This movie satisfied me in so many ways. And while it's not 100% perfect, I feel that it's so good and its high points are so good, it outweighs any little flaw you could pick out of it. And I enjoyed myself thoroughly. While it's not the happiest of movies, it's not, one that you go in laughing. It's not devoid of humor. It has some great moments and some good laughs and some good humanity in there. So even those who maybe have that criticism, go back and look at it a little bit. It definitely has got something in there for everybody. Tell me what you guys think of Logan in the comments below. I definitely want to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments whether you liked it as much as I did or you have a different opinion altogether. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check back for more and subscribe to the channel. We will be doing a full spoiler review of Logan sometime this weekend. I just wanted to get a spoiler-free one out really quick and get that out to you. My name is Mike for the Super Wheeler Bros, and as always, my friends, Have yourselves a super week.